Born from the ashes. 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 Born from the. Watch me rain.
In the top left corner of Nightshade, here in this Risen Star League Season 1 Round of 8 match. It's the Titan of Alpha X, one of the Knights of Ire, Azartiel Protoss. It's the Kyojin. And in the bottom right, it's the Green Terran. He's one of the favorites to win the tournament. He's looking to move on to the round of 4. Face GT Kong. It's Emin. It's a Terran-dominated round of 8 right now. And it looks like we're off to a very standard start here in round 1. Now, if you're coming from the round of 16 or the round of 32, a little bit of a difference is we are in bracket play now. No groups. A match loss here means elimination from round 1, season 1 of the RSL. While a victory means glory, fame, and honor as you move on to the top 4. Kyojin was considered an underdog for this tournament, but he's made it all the way here. And knowing how good he is at TVP, I think he has a very good shot against Emin. Emin is obviously the favorite to win this. Kyojin has gotten just below Masters 2 level, but never quite reached those heights. Emin has been a Masters player for a very, very long time, 10 seasons as a matter of fact. We might see a little bit of lag here on the stream, but that's not going to affect the players. We are following them on their home server of EU. So these guys are playing in the most competitive ping range possible. What a tongue twister that was. Kyojin should keep sending forward shades to annoy the Terran, make him keep spending attention on raising that supply depot, and possibly delay SCV's transferring to the natural. However, Emin's cut SCV production entirely there for a little while. Just resuming now as I started that sentence, but Emin's gonna sneak in a Hellion. It takes a couple shots to kill a probe from a Hellion. However, he did finish off his first 2 probes. It looks like he might get a third. No, he's not focused firing. And the Reaper did get into the main. It could have cut down about another 3 probes in that time. But it just kind of slacked on the job. Kyojin snipes the Reaper down at a respectable 4 minutes 20, like 4 minutes 17 seconds ish, but basically as the Protoss, you wanna get that Reaper as early as possible, and Emin had a long-lived and healthy Reaper, so he got all the scouting information that he wanted. I think he had to have seen the Robo Bay, right? Okay, he saw it, but did he click on it? Kyojin is going for a Colossus drop. Now a Banshee is closing in from Emin. It's going to have Cloak here in a few seconds. I think might want to wait for Cloak before going in. Otherwise, it's going to hit a couple seconds early. You know what? It's going to be fine. Kyojin doesn't have anything that shoots up right now. Save for one Stalker. Emin does wait for Cloak to complete. It's going to go in. He will get at least a couple probe kills here. Stalker's taking a while to respond. And he doesn't have anything to see the Banshee with. So this is an absolute slaughter on the worker line of the Kyojin. In the meantime, Kyojin is trying to deal damage with this Colossus drop. Where'd it go? Did the Warp Prism die? Wait a second. Okay, he didn't send it out. Never mind. He pulled it home or something. I was confused, because it was sitting right around here. Oh my god. The Warp Prism goes down. It had a Colossi in there. That's a huge blow to the Kyojin. And Emin just seems to be picking the Kyojin apart. That's a huge amount of damage, getting that Warp Prism. Quite a few probes have gone down this game as well. Emin with a very small worker lead, but the Kyojin was able to establish his third base. He has a couple probes misrallied, not mining. And now he's got to hold this Marine, Cyclone, Raven, Banshee, Viking push. This is a little bit of an eclectic attack group. Okay, he's going to send the Cyclones out on their own to get some harass damage. Looks like Raven's Banshee are going to spot for... What's he doing? I don't know why you'd bring them over here. I can see, like, the Banshee going in and then dropping an auto turret, maybe. Only 2 more probes went down for the Kyojin there, but every little bit of damage counts for Emin. He's finally going to move out his third CC. Around the 750 mark. Oh, calculated. The Colossus is aggroing onto the site. Okay, Kyojin is able to juke the lock-on. That was looking pretty dangerous to me for a moment. One's finished for Emin. Emin has really just dictated the pace of this game so far. He hasn't caused game-ending damage to the Kyojin, but like another 3 probes are gonna die at the third base. Okay, maybe 2. Oh, is he gonna get him? Okay, looks like he just gets another 2 probes. But, I mean, Kyojin hasn't gotten any damage done at all on Emin's side of the map. He went for the Colossus drop before he was able to kill a single SCV. You know, the Prism got picked off with the Colossus inside. Kyojin is going for a move out now, but there's just so much on the field here for Emin and not too much splash damage for the Kyojin. If he had that third Colossi, this would be a little bit different, but he's going for an extended Thermal Lance timing. +2 armor is on the way, but no attack upgrades are here at all for the Protoss. There's just 1 tank at the front to anchor for Emin. Oh my god, Emin's just standing there taking it like a champ. That was a lot of Colossus lasers. Now the tank is gone. Charge lots to zone out the bio for now. The Viking is very slowly attacking onto the Colossus, but It can't deal the damage fast enough. The Stalkers take out the Viking. Bio is playing games with the charge lots, but that's exactly what the Kyojin wants. DPS has started going down on the 3rd CC. The boys are being pulled, but it looks like they're being pulled in retreat, not to engage. Emin got kind of caught with his pants down here. Now he's going to lose an entire Town Hall building. Hot pickup on the wounded Colossi is going to allow it to regen some shields while the 2nd Colossi tanks damage. Another Viking goes down for Emin. He does have 2 attack groups ready to engage this force. 3 Vikings in the air now are enough to kill these Colossi. If the Kyojin messes up, the first Colossi has fallen. That's going to soften this army up quite a bit, and it's a trap. Emin saying, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me, as he comes in from 3 angles and cleans up the Kyojin's attack force. Emin needs to very quickly counterattack across the map because he has nothing back at home. The worker count looks kind of even, but Emin is down an entire base against the Protoss, and if left unchecked, the Kyojin's gonna get up a 4th Nexus. Medevac is stopping this Zealot from doing any damage. Oh my god, Emin pulled his whole army back home to deal with that single Zealot. The Kyojin had a window of time there where Emin could have just pushed in and killed him instantly, but that move alone allowed him to get out an extra Colossi. It allowed these Archons to morph in, and Emin still isn't pushing across the map. He's leaving his army at home to defend, and he still doesn't have his 3rd CC up. It's only halfway done. The Kyojin's mining off of 3 base this entire time. He's going up to 5-6 gas. +2 armor has hit the field since the engagement we watched, and that's going to go a little bit of the way towards evening up the upgrades. Emin still is ahead 2-2 plus air weapons, making those Vikings a little bit more effective against the Colossus, and I do think it's a little bit of a mistake for Kyojin to continue Colossus production here. Once the Terran starts to get up a Viking ball, you really want to start going into disruptors, making those Vikings somewhat useless. 2 of the medevacs are out of energy, but 4 more have been produced, and this is a very Marauder-heavy composition. I think this might be a little bit of a mistake from the Kyojin to move out now. He does have 2 forms of splash damage on the field, but not very many charge lots to tank for this, and no Stalkers. Oh, the Raven. The full energy Raven gets sniped out of the air before it can drop any disables on the Colossi. Both Colossi go down. There's still Archons here dealing splash damage. I don't know what the charge lots were doing. They were kind of just like running in a circle. One Archon just kind of sits out here. The Kyojin is trying to kite this army back across the field, but he lost too much. This move out might have cost the Kyojin the game. This probe line will fall. Emin is moving to intercept the retreating probes. It's gonna get, it looks like, a lot. He's gonna get a dozen. But this bio might have overextended a little bit. Okay, maybe not. He gets the kill on the Nexus. This Ghost in the back does get picked off. There's still 2 more in the center here, and these charge lots aren't enough to break through. GG is called, and Emin takes game number 1. In the bottom left corner of Everdream, as the blue Protoss, once again, from Alpha X, it's the Kyojin. And in the top right, as the red Terran, it's Emin. Not gonna lie, I forget what FSES stands for, if any of his teammates are in the chat. Please. Please help. Very back and forth game number 1 from these 2 players. The Kyojin looked like he had it towards the end. He really did.
Meow.
Hey. Thank you so much for the follow, Window KHS. But yeah, both these teams looked like they had it in the beginning. What am I even saying, bro? What am I saying here? let me get my thoughts in order. Okay, Kyojin looked like he was dominating toward the end. However, he overextended out into the middle of the map. With a Colossi heavy composition, Emin had that magic number of 6 Vikings, and there just wasn't enough gateway units to overwhelm the Marauders on the ground to take care of the Vikings in the sky. And really be like a meat shield for the backbone of Kyojin's army. Had that army been in a defensive posture, had it been back home, had Kyojin been able to get an extra 2 warpins onto the field, it would have been a different story entirely. However, that was not the case. Emin took the win. Here in game number 2, we're gonna have Reaper into Marine. Reaper's gonna get some scouting off. Emin was able to deal a lot of probe damage in game number 1. We're gonna have to wait and see if that continues into game number 2. Kyojin is on a hunt for the Reaper. Oh, he lets the Shade finish. The Reaper's gonna live. As Kyojin moves toward the red main. Get some harass off. Launch some Shades up the ramp. Raise some supply depots. Oh! He made it in! Emin was focused on the Reaper. He's not gonna get any probe kills this game. This Adept, however, has already picked off an SCV. Shades to the other side of the base, and basically it's going to have to sack itself. Can it get a second SCV kill? No. But he did get to see the Hellion opener of Emin. He was able to distract Emin enough to kill the Reaper on his side of the map. And last time when this Reaper came in for Emin, last time when this Hellion came in for Emin in game number 1, I had the Reaper to escort it, to distract and cause mayhem. This time, that's not going to be the case. No, you're dead. You're dead, Hellion. 0 probe damage at the start of the game for Emin. 1 Reaper lost, 1 Hellion, and 1 SCV for the Terran. So, Emin is transitioning into our classic Widow Mine drop. This is just as much for scouting as it is for damage, but Kyojin saw this with the Stalker Warp in. Emin also saw the Stalker Warp in with the Medevac. I don't think he noticed, though. He didn't turn the Medevac around. These Widow Mines could be helpful on his side of the map. However, this probe line is going to be undefended. Hopefully Kyojin doesn't laser focus on his attack and does turn his attention back home. He's going to see the Medevac now with the pylon. He's not pulling the probes. Okay, the Widow Mines didn't burrow. For some reason, the mines aren't burrowing. Emin's distracted back at home. The bunker's fallen. He's evacing the SCVs. Kyojin took the time he needed to split back at home. The mines still aren't burrowed. The probes are attacking the mines and winning. Kyojin forces a liftoff of the CC. Okay, mines are finally burrowed. Looks like 4 probes in total will go down. Both players being forced to engage on multiple fronts, but I think overall this worked out in favor of the Kyojin. Okay, that extra CJ shot changed things a little bit, but Kyojin does have the Warp Prism to reinforce at the front if he chooses to continue this aggression. He's getting out of Colossi. His 3rd Nexus is fully finished. Kyojin's gonna drop the Twilight Council for those juicy upgrades. Looks like the Kyojin's happy with the delay he got on the 2nd CC. He's going to go home. Emin has a 3rd orbital ready to move out, and he should probably do that soon. This was an insane insane amount of lost mining time for Emin. He's down 12, 13 workers as well. That's a huge amount. If left unchecked, the Protoss, or our Protoss friend, the Kyojin, is just going to power his way through this game on economy alone. It's just going to pay so many dividends. He does have to start upgrades at the Twilight Council, though, if he does want that economy to really power up. Emin's bio ball is looking really tiny. These siege tanks are positioned pretty far back, and they have no coverage of this third base. Emin needs to move one of his tanks out to like here or here. Luckily for him, Kyojin is looking to engage at this angle. He is going to have Stim finished up for this engagement. +1 isn't quite there yet. Kyojin is waiting for Prism Speed and Charge to finish. Okay. Kyojin is thinking about attacking at this angle. Emin's moved his bio ball out to attack the Protoss third. Kyojin does have a spare Nexus along the left side of the map, so as long as he saves the probes, he should be okay here. Emin's trying to float back to the main. Kyojin has demolished the Terran defenders. In the meantime, Emin has taken down the third of the blue Protoss. He's going into the natural, but he didn't dive on the probes. Okay, he does now. This is a full-on base race. No one's bothering to repair this orbital. It's burning down. The orbital in the natural goes down as well. We'll keep an eye on the health of that orbital command in the bottom right. The Kyojin continues to power in here. Like 3 Marauders are in production at a time. Emin's trying to rally a defense force back home. Kyojin is going to lose a third Nexus. Ooh. The CC burns down. Another CC is in jeopardy. Only 5 SCVs left for the Terran. The Kyojin is focusing all efforts on fighting at the front. He's losing his pylons back home. These Marines are taking a little bit of time to do that, though. The Marauder force has been cut down. They were all right-clicked on to this Colossus, and Emin wasn't paying attention. The final orbital burns down for Emin. He doesn't have enough money to make a new one. He has 3 SCVs saved, and they're all backed into a corner. Okay, they're going to slide past. The Warp Prism does see them escaping, though. Kyojin is going to try and cut them down. Charge should be off cooldown very shortly. Okay, there we go. 2 SCVs down, 1 worker left for Emin. The Kyojin is still mining on 13 probes at this 4th location. Emin doesn't know about it. He doesn't know about this 4th from Kyojin. He thinks that the Protoss was still on 3 base. But given that he killed on the next side, something's got to be clicking in his head quite soon that, hey, I didn't take everything down. Okay. He's hunting for that 4th Nexus. Kyojin has regened all his shields on his units. He has 2 Colossi here. One of them is heavily damaged. The Templar Archives has been remade. Medevacs see the base. GG is called, and the Kyojin evens up the score 1-1. In the bottom right corner, it's the Titan of the Knights of Ren and Alpha X. The Kyojin, and in the top left, as the Red Terran, it's Emin. We have a series. It's 1-1. Effectively, it's now a best of 3, right? The player that wins the next 2 games, well, that wins 2 games first is going to take the series. Emin sends out 2 SCVs. This is going to be a proxy Rax play. He's thrown down a refinery back home, meaning this is going to be proxy Reaper. Or wait, he hasn't thrown down. Okay, let's see. He's getting to 150 minerals. Is he going to build another SCV? No, he is going to go 2 Rax Reaper. Had he built another SCV there for the barracks, it would have been proxy factory. It's not going to be Proxy Reaper. It's going to be Proxy Marauder. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of a wrong call there. Emin isn't getting an orbital. He's going for the bunker. He's going for all-out aggression against the Protoss. This is high risk, high reward. And so far, the risk is paying off. What does the Kyojin know? Nothing. He knows? Okay, now he knows. Kyojin proxies a Stargate. This is weird. This is going to be a very weird game. Emin needs to keep this alive! He loses the SCV. No probes have gone down yet. All Kyojin is doing is buying time. The Adept is out. It's working on the bunker. Emin isn't even going to bother sending out another SCV. The first Zealot has sacrificed his life. The Adept gets a kill on a Marauder. Now there's a Stalker out. More and more forces keep hitting the field for the Kyojin. Oh! That Marauder slow is very painful. The Stalker gets picked off. Kyojin has to pull the probes to fight. He doesn't have a choice. This Adept is heavily wounded, and the Marauder count keeps rising. He didn't start anything at the Stargate. I was expecting a Void Ray or something. He definitely has the gas for it, but he just didn't have the presence of mind. The probes get cut down. GG is called. On the top of Purity and Industry, it's the Kyojin. On the right side, as the Red Terran, it's Emin. The Kyojin is a single game away from elimination. But, knowing these two players, I would not be surprised at all to see a game number 5. Kappa Swarm. Kappa. It looks like Emin's gonna put his first barracks a little bit closer to home this game. Wait, Swarm, are you being serious? Yeah, Kyojin's always been at Alpha X. Kyojin is gonna proxy. Okay, so I'm gonna. Hey, Matt Pat here with a game theory. Kyojin's gonna Dark Shrine. 10 out of 10. I guarantee it. Proxy Dark Shrine play. This is the build Kyojin always keeps up his sleeve. Swarm, if you think people who usually hang in our Discord are in our clan, I hate to break this to you. Morchte Meow is actually an Exxon. I know, this is going to be a shocker to you. I hope you were sitting down. I shouldn't have just dropped that on you. Kyojin is going proxy Stargate. Okay, interesting. Emin's scouting around. He's making sure Kyojin hasn't taken the gold base. Emin's going into factory. Kyojin's trying to intercept the Reaper. He's, probably... Ooh. That Reaper took too many turns. It's gonna go down in the red at least. Kyojin has gone into Fleet Beacon! What? The proxy has been found. The Reaper dies. This game just went to a very strange place. What is going on? So Emin's gonna be expecting an Oracle. It's not gonna be an Oracle. No matter what, it will not be an Oracle. Alright, he's getting a Viking right away. This is a good response from the Terran. Cyclone coming out as well. What is the Kyojin's game plan here? It's gonna be a carrier. What a mad lad. Okay. So, Proxy 1 Stargate Carrier is the Kyojin's play, apparently. He's just getting up a second gateway at the 430 mark. He's investing in +1 air weapons. Emin has plenty of Marines on the field, so one carrier is not going to be able to attack into this. He's getting a Liberator. This is like the anti-carrier death squad, man. With the exception of the tank. The tank's like the friend that like sits at the table, but no one really wants him there, but he doesn't know he's wanted. He's like, hey guys, I can try to shoot air with my cannon. And they're like, bro, you're not coded to do that. Stop saying ridiculous things. And he's like, no, look how powerful my cannon is. It can swivel 360 degrees. I can't move while firing it, though. And they're like, you're not going to be a help versus the carriers. I'm sorry. You're just not. One Marine moves out. Okay, the carrier isn't going to be scouted, though. Kyojin has an interesting decision to make. Does he reveal the carriers and save the pylon? Or does he let the pylon die and hide the carriers? Neither, says the Kyojin. He sends in an adept. He needs to kill this Marine before the second carrier pops. What a ridiculous thing to say. Never in my casting career did I think I would say that sentence. Okay, so Kyojin is going to hit a +1 air weapons timing with his 2 carriers. This is just death for interceptors. There's a Viking out. There's multiple missile turrets. There's a bunker. There's Marines. The interceptor count is dwindling. Bunker's fallen. A couple of the Marines have gone down. The Vikings spinning in a circle trying to fight the interceptors. It finally goes after the carriers. No! The Cyclone gets a lock on, and one of the carriers goes down. All the ground forces are gone for the Kyojin as well. He goes home to fight the Liberator. He will take that out with his 2 interceptors remaining on that carrier. Emin Has like 1,000 minerals in the bank. Okay, he's going to go in the mass barracks. 4 more being thrown down. He gets a 3rd CC as well. He's double pumping Vikings. Building armor is finishing to help out the missile turrets. Kyojin's finally getting a robotics facility at the 7.5 minute mark. He only has 2 carriers. Charge isn't quite here yet. Emin's making a beeline for the proxy. The Stargate's gonna fall. And Kyojin has just invested so much into this. He got +1 air weapons instead of armor or ground weapons. He got those 3 carriers. Only 2 of them are alive. And what does he do from here? Is he just going to transition into a ground army? Emin builds a fresh 3rd CC on location. He's going to move out the first town hall that he built to take a 4th, I guess. Ground weapons are about to finish for Emin. That's going to help his Marines quite considerably. 1 Cyclone goes down right away. Those charge lots need to be closing in on the tanks. Okay, that's a 2nd Cyclone. The Interceptors are here. There's plenty of Marine DPS to deal with them, though. And now these carriers are just floating rocks in the sky. There's no ground army to support them. The Vikings are going to gun them down. 12 SCVs did go down in that engagement, but Emin's still ahead a dozen workers. 1 SAT Interceptor pops out of the carrier, and then the carrier exploded. But a charge lot warp in the main of Emin. It's going to get a couple more SCV kills. Another couple Marines go down as well. But ultimately it will be cleaned up. It shouldn't get a cancel on +2. GG, well played is called.